Hi, Internet family. Let's talk about fear of spiders. So, excuse my wet hair, I just got out of the shower. And there are the flower donations for the week from my nonprofit. I was not raised afraid of bugs, like a lot of people aren't when they're kids. But sometime through culture, you get afraid of bugs, especially as a girl. And so, as an adult, I was afraid of bugs. I went to undergrad and my first grad school in Florida. And Florida has gigantic bugs and gigantic plants and weirdly big animals like 5 feet tall birds, which is cool, but a little disconcerting when you're not used to it. And I lived alone, so there's no one to get the bug but you. So you can only freak out for a second or two, and then you have to just deal with it. One day at 5 a.m. when I was waking up to go teach and learn for the day in grad school, I went to turn on the faucet in my shower, and the shadow behind the faucet, which is what I thought it was, ran up the wall. It was a gigantic spider, probably a wolf spider. And here in Virginia, wolf spiders can get pretty large, but this one was way bigger. Just huge. The hugest spider you can think of in the U.S. And we had this epic battle. My adrenaline was going. I did end up killing it after thinking I killed it and thinking it was dead, and then taking a moment to regroup and then coming back and realizing it wasn't dead because it disappeared. And then I went and find it like hiding behind the toilet in the corner, and I squished it into pulp. And so yeah, I had won the battle. I had won the war with that particular spider. But something about this interaction stuck with me for a while, and I realized even though, yeah, it might have been as big as my hand, I was still like 1,000 times bigger than it. So the fear really makes no sense, honestly. So when I realized that I have a block like that, I cannot help but detangle that bitch. So when I realized I was afraid of spiders, I do not want to be afraid of spiders anymore because I don't like anything to have control over me. So the way I deconditioned myself to being afraid of spiders is when I saw a spider, rather than squish it, I would catch it in a cup on a piece of paper, or really more like cardstock cardboard. The things they send you in the mail as ads work really great for this because they're kind of hard, slippery paper. The first thing I noticed was that when you're going to kill a spider, they run and spaz out, but when you're coming with peace, they just very casually walk into the cup. It's kind of amazing, and one of those things that you might not believe until it happens to you. Once I had the spider caught, I would study it until I was no longer afraid before I let it go. So I would just look at it in the cup and find something to admire about it. And what I found was they're really graceful. They're kind of like ballerinas walking around, and they're just really interesting little creatures. As someone who is nomadic for many, many years, I also really admire how they can create their whole home and everything they need from their own body and then redo it all the time. That's just really cool, I think. Also, if you're into mythology, the Native American legend of Spider Woman really resonated with my spirit, and she has come to me in dreams before I even knew who she was. That's happened with a lot of deities for me, but that's a story for another day. Over time, I've grown to really love spiders, and now I would never even consider killing one. I've also been a vegetarian since 2010, so I don't kill most animals. The only things I'll kill are parasites: ticks, fleas, mosquitoes. I even trapped mosquitoes and took them outside for a really long time until I found out that the only ones that bite you are the pregnant females because they need blood in order to create their babies. And it's one thing to feed one mosquito, but I don't want to populate the hillside either. So yeah, these days I'll kill mosquitoes. And yeah, no parasites on my fur babies. Can stand. But other than that, I no longer kill anything. And I encourage you, if you're scared of bugs or scared of spiders, try this. You are much bigger. It doesn't matter how big it is. You are way bigger. I have yet to see a bug as big as a human. So you win. Try it out and let me know. Also, just the idea of being scared of something and losing energy to it and freaking and spazzing out doesn't appeal to me. With as crazy as the world is, we got to keep ourselves together and be able to meet every challenge with steadiness and care and intelligence and calm. If y'all have any similar stories, I would love to know. I just love the act of deconstructing our own fears and things that hold us back. I just think that's the coolest part of being human. Well, one of them. There are a lot of cool things about being human. Love y'all. Have a great day.